Hello, lovely ladies. I've got some gentle news you might not expect. Even with the best intentions, you could be carrying a scent you don't notice. And it's not always about hygiene basics. It's those small, sneaky habits we all fall into. Ones I was guilty of until a kind doctor opened my eyes. Stay with me as we explore 6 hidden missteps that might be dimming your freshness. And don't worry, the fixes are simpler than you'd imagine. Before we start, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to Elderly Philosophy, and share your go-to self-care tip for glowing in your golden years in the comments. I can't wait to read them and learn from you. 1. Using too much fragrance to mask odors. Hello, ladies. Let's have a little chat about something many of us love: fragrance. I used to be all about my signature scent, a classic floral perfume that made me feel elegant with every spritz. I'd douse myself in it, thinking it was the key to staying fresh all day. But here's a lesson I learned later in life: piling on too much perfume can actually backfire, especially when you're trying to cover up odors. It's a common mistake, and I was guilty of it until a friend's gentle hint set me straight. Here's what happens. When you spritz on layers of fragrance to mask a scent, whether it's from your underarms, clothes, or even your hair, it doesn't neutralize the odor. Instead, it blends with it, creating a heavy, sometimes unpleasant mix that hangs in the air. I used to think more perfume meant more freshness, but I was wrong. As we age, our skin and body chemistry change due to hormones, medications, or even diet. That perfume that smelled light and lovely in your 40s might turn sharp or overpowering in your 60s. I once caught a whiff of my own scent and realized it wasn't the elegant floral I loved. It was too strong, almost sour. My wake-up call came at a family gathering. I hugged my cousin, and her eyes watered just a bit. She smiled politely, but later mentioned my perfume was quite bold. That's when I knew I was overdoing it. The truth is, your nose gets used to your fragrance over time, so you might not notice how strong it is, but others do. Instead of masking odors, heavy perfume can amplify them, turning a subtle issue into a noticeable one. So, what's the solution? Scale back and focus on freshness first. I've switched to a light, alcohol-free body mist for special occasions. Just a quick spritz for a hint of scent on regular days. I keep unscented baby wipes in my bag. If I feel a little less than fresh while out, I step aside, wipe my neck or underarms, and feel refreshed in seconds. These wipes are gentle, effective, and don't add competing smells. Staying clean is the best way to smell good, and a light touch with fragrance enhances that rather than covering it up. This small shift has made me feel more confident and comfortable in my own skin. Give it a try. You'll love how fresh and natural you feel with just a whisper of scent. 2. Exfoliating underarms. All right, ladies, let's dive into a topic that might surprise you: your underarms. I know, it's not exactly dinner table conversation, but stick with me because this one's a game changer. For the longest time, I thought my morning shower and a swipe of deodorant were all I needed to stay fresh. But then, I started noticing a pesky, lingering scent that no amount of soap could banish. It wasn't until a savvy dermatologist pulled me aside that I learned the secret I'd been missing: exfoliating my underarms. Yes, you heard me right. Giving those armpits a little extra love can keep you smelling as lovely as you feel, especially as we embrace our golden years. So, what's going on under there? Every day, your skin sheds tiny cells. In your deodorant, especially those extra strength ones, we rely on mixes with those cells and a dash of bacteria. I used to pile on my favorite long-lasting deodorant, thinking it was my ticket to all-day freshness. But here's the catch: over time, that deodorant doesn't just wash away. It builds up, creating a sticky layer that traps odors right against your skin. I was floored when I realized this gunk was the reason I'd catch a faint, sour whiff even after a thorough shower. It's like my underarms were holding onto yesterday's news, and I had no clue. As we age, our skin changes. It gets a bit more delicate and tends to hang on to this buildup longer. My dermatologist explained that this mix of old deodorant, dead skin, and bacteria can create a stubborn smell that sticks around. No matter how much body spray you use, I thought I was doing everything right with my daily routine. But I was missing this crucial step. She recommended gently exfoliating my underarms 2 to 3 times a week. And let me tell you, it's been a revelation. Here's how it works. You don't need anything fancy. Grab a soft washcloth, add a touch of mild soap, and gently rub your underarms in small circles. Rinse thoroughly to make sure no residue is left behind. The first time I did it, I couldn't believe my eyes. The cloth had a slight grayish tint from all the buildup I didn't know was there. After just a few sessions, my underarms felt softer, cleaner, and so much fresher. No harsh scrubs or expensive products, needed just a little warm water and consistency. This simple habit has boosted my confidence, knowing I'm stepping out without any unwanted scents tagging along. Trust me, once you try it, you'll wonder why this isn't part of everyone's routine. It's like giving your underarms a mini spa day. And who doesn't love that? 3. Ignoring your shoes. Ladies, let's talk about something we all rely on every day. Our shoes. Those comfy favorites that carry us through errands, walks, and everything in between can become sneaky culprits when it comes to unwanted odors. I used to have a pair of cozy slip-ons I wore everywhere. Grocery runs, gardening, you name it. I thought they were fine because they looked clean on the outside. But one day, I noticed a whiff of something unpleasant near my front door. I blamed the weather, even my poor dog. Until I realized the truth, my shoes were the source of that funky smell. Here's what I learned. Our feet are always working, producing sweat and oils. Even if we don't feel drenched, over time, that moisture gets trapped inside our shoes, especially those well-worn pairs we love. Add in some bacteria, and you've got a recipe for odors that can linger. As we age, our feet can sweat differently, sometimes more, due to changes in circulation or medications. I didn't realize my favorite shoes were soaking up all that moisture until the smell became impossible to ignore. It was a wake-up call that my footwear needed more care than I was giving it. The good news, it's easy to keep your shoes fresh with a few simple habits. First, clean the insoles regularly. Many shoes have removable insoles that you can wash with mild soap and water. Then air dry. For non-removable ones, a damp cloth with a bit of vinegar does wonders. I also make it a point to air out my shoes after every wear. Just pop them in a sunny spot for a few hours. Sunlight naturally kills bacteria. Another trick, sprinkle a little baking soda inside your shoes overnight to absorb odors. Then shake it out in the morning. If you're feeling fancy, try placing dry, unused black tea bags inside for a night. They soak up moisture like a charm. One of the best tips I picked up is to always wear socks or thin footies. Even with slip-ons, they act as a barrier, keeping sweat from seeping into the shoe's lining. I used to skip socks for convenience, but now I see how much they help. These small changes have made a huge difference. My shoes stay fresher, and I feel more confident knowing I'm not leaving a scent trail behind. It's a small effort for a big payoff. Your shoes deserve some love, and so do you. 4. Wearing the same bra for too long. You know, the bra that feels like it was made for you? So comfy you could live in it. I had a favorite like that, and I'd slip it on day after day, thinking, I'm barely sweating. It's no big deal. But here's the scoop I wish I'd known sooner. Wearing the same bra too long can leave you smelling less than lovely. And it's a sneaky issue that creeps up, especially as we age. Here's the deal. Your skin is always at work, shedding tiny flakes and producing oils. Even if you feel fresh as a daisy, Mix that with a bit of bacteria, and your bra turns into a magnet for odors you might not even notice. I used to wear my go-to bra for days, convinced it was fine. Then, one afternoon, my neighbor gave me a hug and a subtle sniff. She didn't say anything, but her raised eyebrow spoke volumes. That's when it hit me my bra was stealing my freshness. As we age, our skin gets a little thinner and more sensitive, which means it clings to smells more easily. That bra you've worn for a few days, it's collecting everything your skin gives off and holding it close. A doctor friend of mine broke it down. Unwashed bras can harbor bacteria that mingle with your natural scent, creating a not-so-pleasant whiff. It was a light bulb moment, and I knew I had to switch things up. So, how do we fix this? First, give your bras a break. Never wear the same one 2 days in a row. Rotating them lets the elastic recover and keeps your skin free from yesterday's buildup. I now keep a few bras in rotation, and it's a game changer. Next, wash them regularly. Every 2 or 3 wears is ideal. I used to push it longer, but now I pop them in a delicates bag and wash them often. It's easier than you think. Here's a pro tip. Go for cotton bras that breathe. I used to love those shiny synthetic ones, but they can trap odors even after a wash. Cotton is gentle, airy, and cleans up nicely. Look for styles with removable pads for easy drying. Yes, it's a bit more laundry, but it's worth it. A clean bra isn't just about smelling good, it's about feeling confident and radiant. You deserve that every day. And this simple habit makes it happen. Give it a try, and you'll feel the difference. 5. Not washing hair accessories. Ladies, let's talk about something we use every day but rarely think to clean our hair accessories. I'm talking about that favorite hairbrush, the trusty comb, or that cute scrunchie you toss in your purse. For years, I assumed washing my hair was enough to keep everything fresh. But then I noticed my scalp felt a little itchy, and my hair didn't smell as clean as it should, even right after a shampoo. It wasn't until I took a closer look at my hairbrush that I realized I'd been missing a big piece of the puzzle. Those accessories were harboring oils, bacteria, and all sorts of gunk. Here's the scoop. Every time you brush your hair or tie it up with a scrunchie, you're transferring oils from your scalp, bits of dry shampoo, and even tiny skin flakes onto those tools. I had this soft tail headband. I adored it. Perfect for keeping my hair back while gardening or cooking. I wore it constantly, thinking it was fine because it looked clean. But one day, I gave it a sniff, and let me tell you, it was like a mix of old hairspray and sweat. That headband was putting all that grime right back onto my clean hair. And I had no idea. As we age, our scalps can get a bit more sensitive, and those built-up oils and bacteria can cause irritation or even a faint odor. My stylist pointed out that unwashed brushes and fabric accessories like scrunchies or clips act like sponges, soaking up everything from styling products to dandruff. I was shocked to learn I was essentially recycling yesterday's mess onto my freshly washed hair. It was time for a change. The fix is simple but makes a huge difference. For brushes, clean them once a week. Start by pulling out trapped hair with a comb. Then soak the brush in warm water with a splash of shampoo and a pinch of baking soda. Let it sit for about half an hour. Scrub gently with an old toothbrush and rinse well. For fabric accessories like scrunchies or headbands, treat them like your favorite blouse. Toss them in a mesh laundry bag and wash them weekly on a gentle cycle. I keep a small bag just for these items, and it's become a breeze to stay on top of. Since I started this routine, my scalp feels happier, my hair stays fresher longer, and I've ditched that itchy feeling. It's a small habit that packs a big punch. Keeping your hair as vibrant as you are, give it a try, and you'll love the difference it makes. 6. Sleeping in worn pajamas and sheets too long. Ladies, let's cozy up and talk about something we all cherish. Our bedtime routine. There's nothing like slipping into soft pajamas and sliding between crisp sheets after a long day. But here's a little secret I learned the hard way. If you're sleeping in the same pajamas and sheets for too long, you might be waking up to a less than fresh scent. I used to have a beloved pair of flannel PJs I wore night after night, thinking they were fine. Since I showered before bed, then one morning, I caught a musty whiff on my pillow and realized my bedding and sleepwear needed more attention. Here's what's happening while you snooze. Your body doesn't clock out at night, it's still shedding skin cells, producing oils, and sometimes sweating, especially if you're tossing and turning under warm blankets. Those cozy pajamas and sheets soak it all up, creating a perfect spot for bacteria and odors to settle in. As we age, our skin can hold on to these smells more, and if you're like me, you might not notice until someone else does. A dear friend stayed over once and politely asked if I'd changed my sheets recently. That gentle nudge was all I needed to rethink my habits. The good news: a few easy changes can keep your bed as fresh as a daisy. First, wash your sheets at least once a week. I used to stretch it longer, but now I keep 2 sets in rotation, one on the bed, one in the wash. It's a simple swap that makes a big difference. For pajamas, change them every 2 to 3 nights, especially in warmer months. I keep a few lightweight cotton sets ready to go. And slipping into fresh PJs feels like a treat. My old flannel set, it gets a wash after a couple of wears now. No exceptions. Don't forget your mattress and pillows, they need love too. Once a month, I sprinkle baking soda on my mattress. Let it sit for an hour and vacuum it up to keep things fresh. Pillows get a wash twice a year. Following the care label, these small steps have transformed my sleep space. My bed smells clean, my skin feels better, and I wake up refreshed, without that stale scent clinging to me. It's a little effort for a lot of comfort. And you deserve a sleep sanctuary that feels as good as it looks. Try it out, and you'll love how fresh your nights and mornings become. Ladies, aging is a gift, and staying fresh makes it even sweeter. These 6 simple tweaks have boosted my confidence, and I know they'll do the same for you. Let's keep shining with great hygiene. If you found this helpful, give a thumbs up, subscribe to Elderly Philosophy, and share a scent that takes you back to your youth in the comments. I love your stories. Sign up for my free newsletter for more tips to glow in your golden years. The link's below. Take care, stay radiant, and I'll see you soon.